Okay, in this session we will discuss what are the instance variables. Okay, yesterday we discussed static variable in Java as well as we discuss what are the local variable. Now in this session we'll discuss what are the instance variable. Instance. This instance is also known as non-static. Okay, non-static variable in Java. So actually, where exactly we have to declare this non-static variable, or where exactly we should have to create the non-static variable in Java. So let me open Eclipse, Edit++. As an initial level, we'll do practical on Edit++ only. Guys, go on mute. If you have a doubt, you can ask me in chat window. So I am recording the session. Okay. So this is like instance variable. Where exactly we should have to create instance variable? How to access instance variable? Okay. When the memory will get allocated to the instance variable. All these parts we'll discuss. So actually, instance variable, instance, we can say instance variable or directly will represent these variables. These variables are create within within the class. We create this variable within the class, but outside of all method, constructor and block. Without, we are not going to use any keyword here, like without static keyword. Without static keyword. If you use static keyword in front of that variable, then that variable will be treated as static variable. That's what, whenever you will create this variable, instance variable, we create within the class. Let's suppose we have a class and class name is what? Test. Class keyword followed by class name. So this is what? Class keyword followed by class name. Within this class area, opening and curly bracket, within this class area, anywhere we can create this variable, instance variable, like int I equals to 10. But here we are not going to use any instance. With this instance variable, we are not going to use static keyword. If you use static keyword with these variables, what will happen? Then it will be treated as a static variable. So that's what we are not going to use any static keyword with this variable. That is what it is called. If you are not going to use any static keyword with this variable, that is what it is called instance or non-static variable. Non-static variable. We create this variable within the class like this. Second way is what? This is the first, where we should have to create this variable. We creating this variable within the class. So how to access instance variable? Okay, how to access instance variable? Okay, so how many areas we have in Java? We have a two areas in Java. Okay, we have a two areas in Java. One is what? So this is, let's suppose, instance variable. Instance variable. How we will access this instance variable in static area, and how will we access instance variable in instance area? So if the method is like this, is like we have a areas, like we have a one method within the class, and this method having, okay, doesn't have any static keyword, public void test, then this method will be treated as, okay, then this method will be treated as instance method. And that is what, any instance method will be there within the class, then we called that method is a instance area of the method, instance area of the method. Similarly, if you have a other functions, method and functions both are same. Okay, we just use, okay, if you have a other functions like with static keyword, public static void, and I will take test one. So if there is any method with static keyword, then we will say this is what? Static area. So if you have an instance variable at class level, you created this instance variable outside all the methods, okay, but within the class area. Okay, so how will you access this instance variable in this instance area, and how will you access this instance variable in this static area? To access this instance variable in instance area, you know, if you want to access instance variable in instance area, you have to create object. Mandatory to create object. So here by using object reference variable name, we access instance variable in static area only by using object reference variable name only. Okay, so we can't use directly with variable name or with class name. Only by using object reference variable name we can able to access in static area. But it comes to the instance area, there are two approach in instance area. There are two ways we access this instance variable in instance area. First is what we can access by using object creation, okay, like this. And we can access secondly is what, directly with variable name also, directly with variable name. Okay, so there are two approaches to access instance variable. How to access instance variable in static area and how to access instance variable in instance area. We access instance variable in static area using only by using object reference name, but in instance area we can access by using these two ways, by using object reference name or directly with variable name. Okay, that are the two ways to access instance variable. Always remember that, guys, for instance variable the memory will get allocated when you create object, when you create object. So to allocate a memory or to load the instance members of the class, mandatory to create object. If you don't create object, you can't able to access instance variable. So the point is here, okay, the point is here. So always mandatory to create an object to load instance variable into object memory, to object memory. What will happen if you don't create object? If you don't create object, it means you couldn't able to load the instance variable. Means the instance variable which you declared within the class, those instance variable instance method will not allocate a memory, will not get into, like, allocate memory means you couldn't able to access. You declared it but not, you couldn't able to access those. That is what, for instance members of the class like instance variable, instance method, you have to create an object, at least one. Okay, so mandatory to create object to load instance variable into that object memory, or you can say instance variable or instance members of the class. In short, instance members of the class, it means all the instance variable, instance method, instance blocks will be there within the class. We are creating object to load, to allocate the memory to the instance members of the class. Okay, that's what we create, that's what the instance variable. Okay, and we access instance variable in multiple areas like this. We access instance variable in these areas, in instance area and in static area, in this way. Am I clear? Am I clear? Wait. Yeah, draw it properly. Okay, so this is instance. Static area, how do you access? Go on mute, guys. Go on mute, please. How will we access in static area and how will we access in instance area? These are the, so these ways we access in static area.
So, Vasant, I have one question.
Yeah. Ask.
That in instance area, you can directly access the with a variable name without
In
creating an object.
Yeah, but you see, without creating an object, we can access within instance area. Okay, but to call this instance method, you should have to create object at least one, right? From
Yes.
static area only you will call, you will execute that method. Yes or no?
Main method execution will start. There
Yeah,
we
from
should call the
it may be a main method or it may be a other static method. From there only you are calling that instance method To call that instance method, at least you should have to create object once. Okay, that is why once you create object means that variable will get loaded into that object, and you can able to access directly in that instance area. Go to there and directly access that variable like that.
Okay. So for this, we have to create for the parent class, or
No, 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 no,
I
not
mean, there
required.
is.
Wait. Try to understand in simply. When I will write the example, then you will get it. Okay. So I will show you practically. No, so if you have a parent class, okay, and you have a parent class variable, there is some other concept here, inheritance concept. First of all, we'll go from basics, like learn this basics concept, how we are accessing this variable. So practically I will show you, then you will get it. Let's let's go a practical example. Okay, let's go a practical example. Let me clear this all. Okay, let me copy that. Okay, this much of line. So main method is a static, as you know that. If you have a main method within this class, public static void main method. So we are using main method as an execution engine. Yes or no? Yes or no? So if you don't have a main method within the class, you can't start your execution. So we are using main method as an execution engine. This is what main method, which will be always like this. Which will accept one argument of string array. Okay, so you see this is the instance method. To call this instance method, you should have to create object at least once. From static area, main method is a static. I will create object once. I will create object one. The moment you create object, the moment you will write this statement, one object will get created, and all the instance members of the class will get loaded into that object. So I just created object, and just every object will have a return type as class name. Okay, and that object reference is called reference variable. On that reference variable, we can call that test method, instance method. This is called method calling statement. Method calling statement. When you call the method, simply it will call the test method, that is called instance area. In instance area, we can access this instance variable, what I am telling, directly with variable name. Okay, directly with variable name. So internal operation will be there. Okay, internally what operation will does, will discuss in this keyword, but as of now just understand this. Okay, or else you can create a one more object here, simply like that. One more object you can able to create, and this one more object will get created. On this object you can able to access, this. What is the object name? T dot I. Let me take this object name and that object name, reference variable as a difference. So we are accessing in instance area by using directly with variable name or with object reference variable name. Okay, two approach. But this is a static area. In static area, we always access by using object creation. Let me take this object name is what? T2. T2 dot I. We can't access. This is a static area. Okay. To call this static method, we call static method directly with method name or by using class name. Test.test1. Test1. Method name is what? Test1. It will call static method. This is called static method calling statement. And above statement is called instance method calling statement. This instance method is also known as non-static method calling statement. Simply it will create object. The moment you write this statement, one object will get created here. One object will get created, and you are pointing to this object as a small t, is a reference variable. Okay, reference variable. So it will check how many number of members are there within the class, which is what? Non-static. We have a one member, I variable equals to 10, and we have a second member, which is what? Test method. So these two members will get loaded into this object. On this object you are calling test method. Simply it will call test method. Test method will get execute, and it will print 10 value. And this statement, the moment you write this statement again one more object will get created, and t1 will point to that object. Within this object, one more copy of instance variable will get created and one more copy of test method will get created. On this object t1.i means from this object you are getting this 10 value. This 10 value again will get displayed. Again you are calling t.test method. This test1 method will get called. Again in this test1 method, again you are creating one more object, and now this time t2 is pointing to that object. Again instance variable copy will get created in this object. Again instance method copy will get created in this object. Okay, from this object t2 dot I means what? From this object you are trying to get the value which is what? 10 present in this memory address. Simply here also you will get 10 value displayed. Like that the operation will happen. Okay, let me compile. Let me go to the location and will show you. Okay, let me go to the location where this file is there. Just write Control O and just here type cmd. It will open command prompt. Okay, and just compile it. Java C. What is the application name? Test.java. So simply it will compile. And how to run Java test. Run it. You see, actually it's executing previous application. I didn't save. Let me save this. If you don't save the application and you run it, it will execute previous application, okay, which you develop. So somewhere some small mistakes were there, minus. Okay, is there anywhere? No. So that's what I used to tell people, beginners, perform the practice on edit plus plus, so that you will get exact where exactly you are getting the error and exception. Okay, you see 3 times 10 10 10 will get displayed. This is the instance variable you are accessing in instance method in two ways and in static method in one way. This is also static method. In this area also you can access this instance variable by using object name. What is the object name here, guys? The object name here is what? T, and what is the variable name? I. Like that. Now if you execute this program, 4 times I value will get displayed, 10 10 10 10, like this. Am I clear? Next example we'll take. You see, this is the instance area. This is the instance area. We can access in instance area instance variable directly without object creation, not an issue. This we can access. Okay, main method is also a static area. If you don't create object, you see, if you don't create object and you're trying to access instance variable, or you're trying to access instance variable directly with instance method, sorry, instance variable name in static area without object creation. So if you don't creating an object and you're trying to accessing instance variable, or you're trying to call instance method directly without object creation directly with method name, okay, what will happen? You'll get compilation error. Actually, in static area or in static context, you can't access static instance variable directly, or you can't call instance method directly. So immediately you will get compilation error. Here you see, let me compile it. The moment I will compile at line number 12 and line number 14, I will get it. One error. You see line number 12 and line number 14. Error, I will say non-static variable I cannot be referenced from static context. The meaning of this is what? You can't use non-static variable directly in static area. And here also error, non-static method test cannot be referenced from static context. You can't like refer, or you can't use non-static members of the class directly with variable name or directly with method name in static area without object name. Just because of you have to create object to load non-static members of the class. Otherwise you will get compilation error. Okay, so that is the meaning of that statement. So write down, if you try to access non-static members of the class directly with name in static area, then you will get compilation error. So what compilation error you will get? Non-static. So non-static variable or non-static method cannot be referenced from static context. So like compilation error you will get compilation error. Non-static variable or method non-static variable or method cannot be referenced from static context. Cannot be referenced from static context. Okay, this is if. So might be some spelling like typing mistake. Okay, typing mistake. We'll modify that. Okay. So if you try to access non-static members of the class directly with the name in static area, then you will get compilation error. Non-static variable or method cannot be referenced from static context. Okay, like this. This is the example. Okay, write this example. Let's discuss next concept. What if you don't initialize instance variable? Okay, you just declared but not initialize. This is called declaration part. So the instance variable, which is what integer type, instance variable, string type, then boolean type. This is called boolean type. Then floating type. That's called float. Then character type. That is called char. So what if you don't initialize instance variable? If you don't initialize instance variable, guys, you don't initialize instance variable, those instance variable will get initialized during compilation time and with default value. Those instance variable will get initialized during compilation time with default value. Like default value for integer type is what 0, for string type is what null, okay, for boolean type is what false, for boolean type false, for character type just a blank space, and for floating type just 0.0, okay, decimal value. So those default value automatically they will get initialized with some default value, and those when you access those variables, those default value will get displayed. Okay, those default value will get displayed. You see, sorry guys, like this. So what is the first variable? Integer type. Second is what? String type. Yes. Third one is what? Boolean type. Fourth one is what? Char type, character type, and fifth one is what? Floating type. Okay, like that. So in instance area we'll access directly, but in static area we'll access by using object name. You know, to call instance method from static area you have to create object. So here we'll create object. This is the moment you create object, all the instance members of the class will get loaded into this object memory. Simply on this object you can access all these members, like, okay, t dot I, like that. On this reference variable, on this reference variable we access. Okay, and to call this instance method you have to use this statement, reference variable name dot method name. This is called instance method calling statement. Instance method calling statement. Okay, actually this method will get called two times, the data will get print. Okay, so we'll print this first time the data, then we'll call instance method. So within that I will just do some segregation. Okay, so this is the instance method like this. Above is the static, within static method we are accessing first time, and we calling the instance method, and within instance method we are accessing like this. You see, let me compile and run. First compile. Okay, compiled fine, and let's run. Okay, expected colon
Brackets.
here.
After ch character.
Here I did miss bracket. Everything is fine, right? Let me clear all this and let's compile once again. It's compiling. Let's run. Java application name test. You see 0 null false blank page 0.0 for floating value segregation, 0 null false floating value blank page and floating value 0.0, like that. Okay, like that it will happen. What if you don't initialize instance variable? Okay, so write down, it's not mandatory to initialize. So for local variable it's mandatory to initialize, but for static variable and instance variable it's not mandatory to initialize. Okay, it's not mandatory to initialize instance variable. Okay, during compilation time, so they will get initialize with some default value, and those value will get display. Those value will get displayed at runtime when we will access those variable. When we will access those variable. Yes or no? So this is the how the instance variable will get initialized. So in constructor part I will explain you. Okay, how the default constructor will initialize some default value to the instance variable. Okay, during compilation time. Actually compiler will initialize all this instance variable. Okay, done with statement. Write the application. Let's get start with next variable. So what is the next variable we have in Java? Mostly we have a 3 variable, but we are discussing in advance reference variable in Java. What are the types of reference variable? We have a first reference variable we create locally, that is called local reference variable. Always remember that, guys, we always create reference variable by using object. Okay, on object we create reference variable. So what is the local reference variable? Okay, if you create any variable, okay, by using object within the class but within the method area, then those variable is called local reference variable. Okay, so we can say if these variables are created within the method, okay, within the method, okay, then so within the method, but how? By using object, then those variable are called local reference variable. When you create any reference variable within the method on object, okay, on object, then those variables are called local reference variable. Actually how? So let's suppose you have a class. So let's suppose you have a class test. This is the class area. Okay, this is the class area, and within this class area you have a one function. Okay, you have a one function, that is called method, public static void test method is there. Within this test method you created a object. So once you create object, like by using new keyword followed by class name, On this object we created a reference. We create a reference. That is what, the moment you write this statement t is equals to new test, so this will create a some memory address. This statement will create a some memory address. We will give some name to this memory address, that is called t. This small t is nothing but reference object name. We call this small t is nothing but reference variable or object name. It is called reference variable or object name. So this reference variable will represent the memory address of this object, represent the memory address of this corresponding object. And every reference variable which we will create within the method, okay, so those reference variable is called local reference variable. And one more thing is what, every reference variable which we will create will hold the memory address of an object and will have a data type as class name. What is the class name? Test. So every reference variable, this is the on object we are creating this reference, that is what it is called. It is called, we are creating on that object within the method, that is what it is called local reference variable. That is what it is called, local reference variable. Okay, within method we created, that's what. So next is what, when you created any reference variable locally within the class, then the scope of local reference variable is only within that method, only within that method where you will create, outside the method you can't use. You see, you created this reference variable within the test method, you can able to use this reference variable only within this test method, and this reference variable will hold the memory address of this object. I will tell you, I will explain you practically. You see here, this is the main method. This is the main method. Within this main method I will create a one reference variable. Simply here you see, this is the reference variable I have created, this is the object. So this reference variable, if you will simply print the reference, okay, system.out.print that reference, simply this reference variable will display the memory address of this object. Anywhere if you print outside the area, you can't able to. The scope is what, only within the main method area. Just because of that you created this reference only within main method. And if you try to display the reference, simply it will display the memory address of that object. Let me compile. So by using javactest.java command, and let me run. So memory address means what, class name @hash code value, object hash code value. It will display class name @hash code value, simply like that. Am I clear? This is the local reference variable which we created at method level. Here just add one statement, every reference variable which we create will hold memory address of an object and will have data type as class name. So just add this statement, will have data type as class name. So that and then practical. Yeah, see, next is what, you created the local variable within main method. You try to access that local variable outside the main method. You see, if you try to access this local reference variable outside the main method within this test area, okay, what will happen? How to call that test area? Just use method name, class name dot method name. This is called static method calling statement. Actually method will get executed only when you will call. By default in Java, main method will be called from the JVM, and your execution will start from main method. But if you want to execute the logics of other method, like is there any other method, you have to call that method. You have to call those method. Okay, you see, you created the variable, this test variable within the main method, and you are trying to access outside the main method. So if you try to do this, this is a local variable here. If you try to access this local variable, did I started recording? Yeah, start. So if you try to access this local variable outside the main method, you will get compilation error when you compile this application. You see, error cannot find symbol. Actually, it couldn't able to find the variable within this area. It couldn't able to find the variable within this area. You will get compilation error. Okay, that is why always access local variable where you create. Within only that area you access. Outside the area, the scope of local variable is okay. The scope of local variable is not, like, the local variable is not visible outside the area. Simple, in simple word, you can say. Okay, write down this example also. Yeah. So guys, once you create a variable, you want, let's suppose you once you create a variable and you want to use throughout any area within the class, then create that variable at class level. Okay, so they create that variable at class level by using static keyword like this. Once you create any variable which is what static, so you can able to create at class level, use a static keyword. And when the main method will get started, before going to, like, once the main method will get started, immediately you can initialize that variable. Immediately you can initialize that variable with same variable name, you see. So the moment you create object new test, okay, and you are assigning that memory address of that object into the variable t, this variable you created at class level, that variable will get initialized. But before going to initialize, if you try to display that value of that variable, it will print, or it will display the default value for that variable. It will display the default value for that variable. The default value for any class type is what? Null. Null. Now once you initialize, this is called instantiation statement. Okay, static reference variable instantiation. Okay, the moment you create object and you are representing that object by using this t reference you created at class level, simply it will point to that object, and this variable will get initialized with this memory address. And if you display this reference, you will get memory address class name at the rate hash code. Okay, and again if you call this test method, again it will display class name at the rate hash code. Now this time you will not get any error here. This time you will get same memory address. Actually, how many objects you created within this class? Only one object. Okay, how many objects you created within this class? Only one object. What is the statement for this object? Only one object you created within this class with the reference t at class level, with the reference t at class level. Okay, and this t is pointing to that memory address, like class name that at the rate hash code. Okay, so like that, if you compile it both the times, before going to initialize it will display you null value, but after initialization you will get some memory address. Actually I didn't save that application. Let me saved it, clear this drawing. Compile now and run now. You see, before going to initialize at line number 10, okay, at line number 10, before going to initialize, you will get a value null. The null will get displayed. Okay, and after you initializing, same memory address you will get displayed at line number 14 as well as at line number 6. Okay, so that's what you are getting this output. Okay, as an output. So if you create any variable at class level by using, if you create any variable, okay, at class level by using static keyword, okay, with class name or memory address which holding the memory address, those variable is called, or those variable are called static reference variable. Okay, static reference variable, simply in simple word. So what is the next variable, guys? Static 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 reference variable. What is the definition of the static reference variable? If these variables are created within the class, not within the method. Okay, if you create these variables within the class, you can able to use these variables throughout the class. If these variables are created within the class but outside of all the method, by using object, okay, then those variables are called local or static static reference variable. Okay, then those variables are called static reference variable. For example, you have a class test and you creating the variable within this test area. Okay, within this area you are creating by using static test t, like this, and you have a, like, any function is there within that method, you are writing this logics. So example we have written, but still I will write here, like, within this area we'll initialize this variable. What is the variable name? T. And how to initialize? By using object create. By using object we'll initialize this variable. Okay, initially it will hold null value, but the moment you initialize here it will hold, okay, memory address. Now you see how we are using, once you created a object, you can use this object throughout the class. Okay, let's suppose you have a variable like string. So string name is equals to Vasant is there, let's suppose, and you have a int instance members. Okay, int id. So what is the id? Whatever id, 111 is there, id of this, okay, integer type, and name is what. Now you want to display this value within this test method or within this main method also. So once you create these variables, you know, in static area always you should have to access instance members of the class by using object creation, but once you create any reference at class level, you can use that reference throughout the class in any area. Like that, here also you can able to access on that memory address, you can able to access what is the name of the person. Okay, and similarly on that memory address you can access what is the id of the person. Okay, on this memory address, actually instead of printing memory address, on that memory address, what is the instance members of the class loaded, can you please get it, and let me call static method, and here also will access this instance, like method name, sorry, what is the name of the person and what is the id of the person, two times we will access. Yes or no? Once we created a reference variable within the class at class level, you can able to access in any area throughout the class. So you see, two times you will get display name and id. So int id is equals to 111. What is happen? At line number what? Java line number 5.
Won't require double quotes.
Yeah. It's not a string type. Good. It means you are having here. So it says integer type, and integer type doesn't require any double quote. We are not representing them as a string type. You see, 2 time Vasant triple one Vasant triple one. This set of data we are displaying in main method, and this set of data we are displaying in test method. Actually, this is a static method. If you want to access instance members of the class in static method, again you should have to create object. But we created object, okay, when the method gets started, and that memory address of that object we initialize at class level. Until and unless we totally we are not going to stop totally at the main method, we can able to use this reference. Okay, we can able to use this reference throughout the class in any area, in static area and in instance area. So that is the main use of static reference variable. You don't require to create object multiple times. If you create object multiple times, it means it will create a duplicate copy for the instance members of the class. To avoid that, we'll create we'll create reference at class level, that is called static reference, and we can use that static reference in all the areas. Okay.